The Guam Memorial Hospital got some $28 million less than what they had asked for in their fiscal year 2015 budget.
We asked for $132 million, and I believe the total budget that we're looking at came to approximately, I think, $104 million.
The shortage in funding was in several areas, but one in particular that VERGA says was substantially short was in Medicaid funding.
We asked to be reimbursed at cost. And so they really didn't put enough into the Medicare pool to reimburse us at cost. The cost we asked for is approximately $1,800 a day. What they do is they mirror what the existing Medicare CMS pays us, which is approximately $1,100 a day.
Apparently, says VERGA, the legislature did not agree with his centerpiece idea that would be funded through a custom user fee. The idea he proposed could have had the potential to generate an additional $20 to $25 million a year in revenue.
I gave that example of a customs user fee. It wasn't discussed, I guess wasn't debated, or there was no other alternative put forward.
However, VERGA says he has a backup plan that he's confident would not only work, but may force the legislature to allot more money to GMH down the road.
We're still proceeding with the centerpiece of our plan. Well, the centerpiece of my plan is not even here on Guam. The centerpiece of my plan is in Washington, and we are aggressively working with CMS, to pursue a rate adjustment and increase.
That rate adjustment, says VERGA, would increase the reimbursement that GMH receives from the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services. And he adds, CMS has indicated they are willing to consider prior year rates that the hospital was not properly reimbursed for. So the legislature didn't give you that, but now you're speaking with Washington to see if they'd be willing to work with you on.
Yes, and they are. And in fact, they did mention that they would like to see me come there at some point in the near future to really sit down and perhaps close this deal. But
How much are we talking about here?
I can't really put a figure on it at the moment, but it could be substantial.
Okay, and you're substantial meaning in the millions?
Yes.
VERGA points out that the Guam legislature could have funded this in the budget that GMH had asked for.
In the end, this is my strategy where the local programs, really are going to have to step up and fund it anyway. They didn't do it in this budget, but at some point during the year, I believe they're going to have to. We asked is for them to put those funds fortunately into the local program. They could do that anyway. They didn't have to wait for the feds to do this. And you have to realize, out of our budget, we're the only agency that produces revenue on Guam. And although we're the largest, we get the least out of the general fund. And people a lot of times forget that.